All right, starting this again. Howdy, athletes. This is Coach Cliff at Iron Made Fitness. If you were watching earlier, but just a minute ago, I don't know. I got a message on this thing that said that it wasn't broadcasting, but it looks like it was. So anyway, let me start again from the start and explain what I was talking about. So I wanted to have a hinge here to show you a hinge because we have hinges on our doors, and I thought I had a hinge laying around. I thought I did, like everyone has hinges laying around, but I thought I did because I was fixing something recently, but I can't find it. It is the squeaky hinges that we walk through. When you walk through a door and you open and close a door, maybe someone's sleeping in that room and you try to open the door and it squeaks and you're like, and you think, I need to fix that. Because you probably know, I'm sure everybody does that. And I brought my can of silicone spray here, that all you need to do is just spray a little bit on that hinge and it gets in there and it stops the squeak, right? Pretty easy to do. But when do you fix it? Well, you don't the next day after you cringed when you heard that squeak. You don't the next day or the next day or the next day. We probably walk through that door 100, 200. Maybe we walk through that door for a year or more, and that squeak drives us nuts. And we don't do anything about it. Then you go get your can of spray silicone or WD-40 or whatever it is, spray it on there, and you think, that was so easy. I should have done that before. But we all have so many little squeaky hinges in our life that we ignore because they're so small. They're small, right? In scope, it's a squeaky hinge. Who cares? I mean, I'm trying not to wake someone up, but it's whatever. So we ignore them. But when you have squeaky hinges that pile up in your life, that's what causes you to fall off track with your exercise and your nutrition. Here's an example of what I'm talking about in real life. So in life, we have a million little things of that my alarm clock doesn't wake me up early enough, or I don't hear it. I miss it a lot. I'm having a hard time. Okay, here's the one that's affecting me. I will work out hard for a period of time and then stuff starts hurting. I need to get a massage. I need to work on my flexibility. I need to do more rehab on some things that are hurting. Do I? No. Those are my workout squeaky hinges. And it's so easy for me. Then what happens is I go, well, I can't work out today. I'm hurting so badly. 100% my fault for not fixing that squeaky hinge. It's a small thing. Go get a massage. Spend a little time stretching. But I don't want to. I don't want to lay on a massage table for an hour. I mean, I do. I know it's good for me. I know it's super important for me to get that massage and get those areas worked out because it's inhibiting my workout. So my workouts aren't as good, but I'm going. But then it creeps up where it adds up. The squeaky hinge gets louder and louder and louder, where now it's inflamed and it's hurting. And I really shouldn't work out today, which then creates this downfall. One day, missing one workout, maybe not one, but even like 2 days in a row, we start toppling down. And I notice that is a snowball effect for me so big that I start toppling. This goes bad in my life, and then this goes bad, and then my relationships start going sideways because I'm in a mood. I'm not in a good place, right? All because of that little squeaky hinge. And I get it. I have a hard time going and making a massage appointment. I have a hard time taking the time to get up a little bit earlier, go outside and run for a bit, warm up. You don't even need to do that, and stretch. Go to a yoga class. Oh gosh. I mean, for me to go, I can't spend another hour of time to go to this, but that's what you need to do. And so when you're looking at your workout and your exercise, that is the central part of it. And then your nutrition, we'll get to that in a second, but the central part of it is your workout. But when it's not going well, when there's little things, those squeaky hinges that start coming in, if you don't take care of those, the center thing breaks. And that's what generally happens. People will say, well, I had a weekend with my friends. Well, the squeaky hinge with that is that you haven't set a mindset to say, you know what, this weekend I'm going to have a drink and I'm going to eat some of these foods and I'm totally fine with it. It is working through that guilt of feeling like we're off track where we totally collapse. So there's a squeaky hinge there of making a decision of, I'm going to go enjoy this weekend and I'm not off track. And on Monday, I'm just going to be back on track. Okay. I spend a lot of time talking about, I think I do. Coach Diana said that. And it is true. Talk a lot about falling off track. And it's like, okay, Cliff, you talked a lot. But I think the squeaky hinge analogy is important because I want you to look for all the little squeaky hinges in your life and say, okay, so for me, my workouts, I've got my low back is hurting right now. It's not an injury. It just needs to be worked out. It needs to be more flexible. So I need to make that decision to go get a massage, to spend the time stretching. Even if you don't want to, you've got to fix those squeaky hinges or everything's going to fall apart. And then lots of other things in life start falling apart. So nutrition. Here's the funny thing, interesting thing. So I fall off track with my nutrition because I ate this thing. Well, did you have the foods around that you needed to? Did you fix that squeaky hinge by going to the grocery store, getting the foods that you need and just having them there? And if you didn't, that was a thing we don't want to do, don't usually like to do, is go to the grocery store, buy the food, spend the money on it, and spend a lot more money on it now, right? Man, bring it home, prep it, get it prepared. That's the painful, not fun part of it, but that's why we tend to fall off track. It's not because we didn't want to eat that food. Maybe that's the case. This usually because we just didn't have the food around. We didn't take the time to fix that squeaky hinge and go get what we needed. So we were all set up. So look at those things surrounding your workouts, surrounding your nutrition. What are the squeaky hinges that you can quickly, fairly easily, even if it takes some time of getting a massage, going to the grocery store, what are the things that you can just take your spray can, spray, get fixed to put yourself on center track? Because I think that's why I talk about falling off track so much, because we all fall off track so much. And it's almost like, it really is, because I ran track in college. For my track and field buddies that were back in college, and we got to get together once in a while. We're on a Facebook group or a Facebook Messenger group. So I talked to them quite a bit. There's only a handful of the guys that are still really incredibly fit and still racing and performing. That's just weird. I'm not saying they're weird. It's rare. It's rare. It's not weird. It's rare to see somebody who's been consistent like that through their whole life. I mean, from high school to college, and they're still competing. Everybody falls off track. Everybody has these bumps, and it's identifying that what it is that causes us to fall off track. It's the squeaky hinges, and how to get back on track is plan to fix those squeaky hinges for next time. That's it. That's all I really wanted to share today, because I think that's where we all falter. And then when we fall off track, so many of us just crash so bad, and bad habits all come back into our life. And then we feel like I'm starting all over again. It's just fixing those squeaky hinges, stopping and saying, what are my squeaky hinges today? What's my squeaky hinge right now? What's happening? Okay, I'm going to go fix that. I don't want to. Well, that's a choice, but understand that that's a squeaky hinge that's stopping you from having your best workout. It's stopping you from having your best nutrition and actually like doing it and enjoy doing it, and then seeing the results that you wanted. All right. That's all I had to share today. Just wanted to share that because I'm going through that right now. I've got pain in my low back, and it's just because it's so tight, and I'm ignoring my squeaky hinges. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm going to go take care of it. Have a great day. See you soon.